Hi, welcome to Alla Fedele cooking channel. My name is Fidel. I like to cook a lot of my mom's recipes, usually short and sweet. Today I'm making baked ziti. I made Sunday gravy on Sunday with meatballs, sausage, braciole, pieces of pork butt for flavor. And today is Tuesday, and I cut up the meatballs, about 6 or 7 meatballs. I cut them up in like quarters. I cut them in half, lay them down, and then cut them again so they're small. I'm going to add these in between the pasta. I'm cooking about 2.5 pounds of pasta that's going to go in this tray. I have 1 pound of shredded mozzarella. I have 1 cup of grated cheese, pecorino romano, and a 1/2 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. Let me pull that down. I guess you can't see that there. Here we go. And so I have the 1/2 cup of grated cheese, 1/2 cup of Italian breadcrumbs, and 3 tablespoons of oregano. I put them between my hands and I drop them in. And then here I have about, I want to say, is about cooked. I cooked 4 cans of tomatoes. It comes like this. If you want to use jar, you'll probably need about 4 jars. It takes a lot of sauce. And this is what I used. Plum tomatoes. I broke them up through my mill. I'm going to put a little oil on the bottom here so it doesn't stick. Take it, just rub the bottom, the sides. Especially the sides so the pasta doesn't stick when you go to cut it and take it out of the pan. And that's it. So my Sunday gravy, you know, you always hear, is it sauce, is it gravy? In Italy, Sunday sauce is called ragu, R-A-G-U. So if you go, somebody says, oh, come over, I'm gonna make ragu, you'll know the type of sauce that they're talking about. Give me a second, I'm stirring the pasta. Now the pasta, usually this brand takes 12 minutes. I'm only cooking it for 7 minutes because the rest of the time it'll be cooked in the oven, because it'll be in the oven for about an hour. So the Sunday gravy, ragu, is a sauce that you would have meatballs in, braciole, sausage, pieces of pork, and that's Sunday gravy. It's really technically called ragu. If you make a sauce, just a regular sauce, that's like a marinara sauce. That's an easy, quick sauce, usually a little oil, garlic, and then you cook the tomatoes for about half hour, 35 minutes, and then you can add to that whatever you want to add to it too, or just plain you can have it with pasta. But this takes about 4 hours to cook. I'll do a video one day on it because you got to saute the onions, then you saute the meat, then you put in, when it's brown, then you throw a cup of wine in, you reduce that, and then you throw in your tomatoes. I did 6 cans of tomato. So me and my wife had dinner Sunday, and this is the rest of it. Kind of cooks down, especially after 4 hours, and it thickens up. It gets nice and thick. So I made it enough to do this today because my kids like it. When my son comes to visit, I'll have a piece for him that I'll freeze for him and his girlfriend, and they can have it. Timer's going off. I'm gonna just drain the pasta and we are ready to go. fit, so I have another colander. Shut the timer. Okay. Let this sit for a second. Put some gravy in here. Put some gravy in here. Okay. I throw these back in. Throw this back in. Spin it. So as you can see, it's got the gravy all over. Now I throw in my cheese. I put that on it so it coats all the pasta. And the oregano gives it a nice flavor. So now I'm going to put a small layer on the bottom. I'm going to put some sauce, a little bit. Spread it around, and they'll cook it in the sauce. They're hard now, the pasta. It's a little harder than al dente, but it'll cook in here. And the grated cheese makes it stick together too. So now I'm going to add the meat all over. Meatball sausage I have in here sliced. Pieces of pork I just chopped up. These are the sausage. I make slices. Then I'm going to put cheese on top. Now I'm going to put it in the oven at 400, and it'll for about 45 minutes. Then I'll take it out. I'll have it covered. Then I'll take it out and put it in for about 5 minutes with the breadcrumbs on it, so it gets a little hard on there. And then I'm going to add cheese on it. I'll push it down a little bit. Then I'll put more of this cheese on it for 5 minutes. And that's it. So now I put the rest of this. Sauce. Put the rest of the meat. Down a little bit. Some a little bit of breadcrumbs on the top, then I'll put a little more later. Let's get the corners here. This will go in the oven at 400 for 45 minutes. Make it nice and sealed so the sauce steams and it cooks the pasta and everything comes together. Put it in the oven. I'll see you in 45 minutes. Okay, so now we took it out of the oven. It's been 45 minutes. Well, I added another 7 minutes. Because I just checked it a little bit. It just needed it. Sometimes you can see it bubble a little bit, but not all the time. It depends. If the sauce is loose, more sauce than other times, you know, if you put a little too much. But normally it doesn't really bubble. But this is what it looks like after 45 minutes. And now I'm going to add the grated cheese and the breadcrumbs that were on there. I'm just going to put it back in for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to put the gravy. Okay, so now we let it sit for 5 minutes. You can see it's browned a little bit. The tips of the ziti gives that nice little crunch to it. Now I'm going to add the mozzarella on top. This is going to go in 5 to 10 minutes. You don't want it to burn. You want it to stay melted cheese. If you leave it in too long, you'll start to see browning. I personally don't like that, but you can do it the way you want if you want a little burn. I always buy an extra bag just in case. So I would say at least 3 bags if you're going to make this amount, which is a little over 2 pounds of pasta, 2.5 pounds I made. I mean, if you got a bigger tray and more sauce, then make 3 pounds of pasta. This will be cut like that and then like that. So you got 2, 4, 6, 8 people will eat from here. It can make. Now we put this in minimum 5 minutes, and then I'll check. Probably it's going to be 10. What I do is every so often, I don't open the oven. I'll just peek in the oven and see what it looks like. Okay. We'll see you 5-10 minutes. Okay, I left it in for 7 minutes. I checked after 5, needed another 2. You could probably go 10 if you want. Like I said, if you want a little brown on it, then just keep an eye on it. But this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to let it rest for about a half hour before I cut into it. I want it to settle. It comes together. It's just like, you know, like when you cook chicken or meat, you let it sit, settle so the juices don't come out. Well, this will like firm up once it cools just a little bit. And after a half hour, it's still hot. And what I'll do is go around with the knife, and then I'll cut a quarter and then cut it again in half. And that's one big serving. That's it. That's your baked ziti. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so a half hour has passed. We're gonna cut a piece out. I just go around to, just in case, disconnect any pieces. All right, so now I'm gonna cut quarter. And then down in a half. These are nice sized pieces. I know you say, wow, that's a big piece, but you know what? I haven't seen anybody that doesn't eat it. Are you there? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go down. First piece is always hard to get out. And there's your money piece. So you see the layers, you got the meat here, the meat in here. And see you soon on some new recipes that I'll be coming out with. Thank you, salud.